Now, some people say Abu Dhabi. I say Abu Dhabi. Don't judge me. It's my pronunciation, and that's how I want to say it. So, let's get started. Hi, everyone. So, you've made up your mind that you want to work in the UAE, and you're wondering, well, what are my next steps? How do I go from just wanting to work in the UAE to actually getting a job in the UAE? So the first thing is you have to decide if you want to go through an agency or if you're going to apply directly to the schools. That's up to you. Now, when I came over with an agency, and that there's a whole story to why I chose an agency rather than applying directly to the schools. So if you would like to hear that story, leave a comment below. But once you've decided your route of applying for jobs, then you'll be asked for various documentation. So I came over with Teachaway. Now there are so many agencies that work with people from all over the globe to find teaching positions in various countries. Teachaway is one of them. There's also Teach Anywhere, Footprints. I mean, the list goes on, but those are the only three that I can think of right now. So I have my checklist. Now this was given to me once I got my job offer. So once you go through the necessary procedures, like putting your CV online, some people say resume, putting that on the website, and then you put various experiences that you've had in teaching, as well as a profile that you have to fill out. They would then send your information to the schools that have vacancies. Once you have been accepted, they will then ask you for a list of documents. So, number one, you need passport style photos. These photos will be used for various things like your medical card, your Emirates ID. I mean, the list goes on. There's so many different things that you will use out here that a passport style photo is necessary for. You also need an introductory statement. That's also like a cover letter, so that, gives the employer some kind of information about you and why you actually want to teach in the UAE. You need to fill out a medical questionnaire. You need to do a color photocopy of your degree and then get it authenticated. So you take it to the solicitors and they will stamp and sign it to say that your original degree certificate was not fraudulent. Because apparently there's some people do some dodgy things out here. So, boy, you gotta get it authenticated. Once you've done that, you then send it off, and I'm gonna just show you right here. You send it off to the Foreign and Commonwealth Office for legalization, and they will put this little piece of paper at the back with some information and stamp it, and then you send it off to the UAE embassy. I had sent mine off to the one in London, and once again they will stamp and sign it and do all of these things here. Once you have your certificates authenticated, you have your passport style photos, you have your medical questionnaire completed, you need to obviously make sure that your CV is up to date. You would have to do a criminal record check. I know in the UK it's called a DBS. I hope they haven't changed it, because things keep changing so quickly. It's like by the time I turn around and upload this video, it's gonna be called something else. You also need a reference letter. So your employer will have to give a reference, and you also need records of employment, which is slightly different. And that was the first time I've ever heard of a records of employment. But that's when your school board or district or local authority, if you're in the UK, will give a letter that states the dates of employment. So they'll probably say, so-and-so has been working here for the last 3 years. They started on this date and, completed their term on this date. Those are the documents that you will need in order to work in the UAE. Now, and this is not a comprehensive list. It depends, once again, on the agency that you use. It also depends on if you're applying directly to the school or not. If you'd like to know more about my experiences in applying to a public school versus applying to a private school, please leave a comment below and I will hopefully get some information out in regards to that. If you have any questions or queries about the documents that I spoke about, or would like to know the differences between a public and private school, please leave a comment below and I will try to get a video up in the near future. Thank you for watching. I also needed an introductory statement similar to, what do you call it when you're applying for a job? My goodness, it's been so long. It's called, oh wow, talk about mind block. Okay, it will come to me. It goes along with your CV and they call it a something letter.